by far my most popular video. And since it's been 3 years, I thought it'd be really fun if we just kind of went back over it. My name is Shauna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4. This is Making Everyday Magic. And if you are new here, we're a quarter of the way into our 7th year of homeschooling. And when I came here and started sharing in 2020, one of the very first videos that I made was about homeschool and the things that I don't do. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. So, I thought it could be really entertaining since it has been over 3 years now since I shared this video, and I thought it could be fun just to kind of watch it, do a little side by side. So I'll be shrinking my little head and inserting it here next to me. But I thought it would be really fun if we just took another look at it and see what's changed or see what I still don't do in my homeschool. Let's get started. Hey guys, Shauna here. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. The audio. Today, I want to share with you, in an effort to take off some of the pressure, I just want to share with you 13 things that I don't do as a homeschool mom. What do I still not do? Let's see. Call me a lackey, call me whatever you want. Slacker. True story. If you do these things, it's just gonna put more pressure on you. So as you're starting out, maybe... You know what? Let me throw in my earbuds for this, or I realize there's gonna be like a weird echo. Hang on. Resources about homeschooling right now. Everyone's sharing, and everyone's sharing with you what they do. Please, when you are finding these resources, take them all with a grain of salt. It's highly unlikely that these families started out doing all of these things. So, from sorry, I'm back. Okay. Okay. I'm telling you that these are the things weird watching yourself. I don't even feel bad about it. Okay? So, I just want to give you that little bit of boost, that little bit of affirmation that it is okay if you skip it too. It is really important to remember that there's a lot of things that a lot of people buy into that not everybody does, even though it seems like everybody does it. Slacker when it comes to these 13 things. Let's see if I feel bad about it. We'll see. See what I'm still skipping. See if I feel bad about it yet. Number 1 on my list of things I do not do. I do not have a homeschool room. Guys, you know. Still don't do it. Probably have plenty of space in our house, but totally could. Don't. Nope. Not gonna. Not for me. No. I like to have my kids in a common area. No, thank you. Not for me. Not for us. Still true. I don't like that. So number 1, still don't do it. I don't have a Pinterest-worthy setup. I don't have laminated posters all over the walls and fancy window hangings and a giant calendar we look at. I don't have any of that. Everything that they use for their schoolwork can be put away, and that's the way I like it because it's in our main space. Okay? Their playroom, we probably could use part of that, but I mean, they're young. We probably will eventually when they're doing middle school and high school or have desks set up in their room. But for right now, we've officially started middle school and nope. Serve our purpose. They're young, they're little, they need toys. That's more important to me. And I like putting the schoolwork away. I probably have gotten our homeschool table since this video, to be honest with you. You know, would I like to have things that are gorgeous and worth every pretty picture on Pinterest or on Instagram? Sure. Is that the way I'm going to work? Actually, probably no. Not even a little bit. So that's changed. Do I even want it now? Nah. Number 2. It's fine. Things I do not do. I do not replicate a school day. Still don't do that. Definitely, certainly don't do that. No, we're done by lunch. I'm done. We're done. They're done. I'm done. It's efficient. I'm done. Not doing that. Certainly not doing that. Do not do that to yourself. Whew. I'm tired just thinking about it. Especially right now, guys, if you're seeing these schedules of the virtual schoolers and every little remember that? Remember the pandemonium times when everybody was a pro at homeschooling? Remember that? Yeah. No, thank you.
That is not a thing I'm gonna do. Not now, not ever. I'm all about doing the most I can in the least amount of time. So having 8 hours devoted to this is not gonna happen in my house. It's just not. And that brings me right on to the number 3 thing that I don't do. I do not stand right next to my kids and hold their hand for their schoolwork. I don't waste my time doing it. And yes, I think it's a waste of my time to do that, okay? If they were in public school, their teacher wouldn't do it either. There's 30 kids.
Yeah.
We go through, we have about an hour and 15
I don't have time for that.
every day of what they need help with mom. So the lesson, the things they need to know.
Since this, we've instituted Mom and Me Monday, which has made a huge difference.
Anything that they
Huge,
know how
huge
to
difference.
do on their own, I walk away. There is no point for me to waste my time looking over their shoulder or holding their hand. They know where to find me if they need help. I absolutely check their work, but there is no point, in my opinion, to stand right there while they do it. That wastes my time. I can be doing anything else. Number 4 of those wonderful homeschool things that you will see on the internet that this chick does not do. I do not have one of those very pretty planners. I do not.
It's prettier now.
Planners. I do not.
I do love my school nest planner. I do. I do. I do love my school nest planner.
I saw our,
It's not still super pretty.
our daily schedule video, which I'll link right up here. You saw my planner looks like markers were tied to a chicken and it was released on the paper. I am a scratch paper kind of gal. If you're a pretty planner person, that's
It actually
great,
still
and
looks
if
like
works
that.
for you,
It
I'm
does.
not doing
It does still look
I'm
like
not
that.
gonna put the energy or stress about the fact I don't
Steve,
do it. It's just, it's not
my
gonna
potentially
happen,
pretty
and
planner.
I am super okay with that. Please don't feel bad if it's also not gonna happen for you. If it does happen for you, great. It probably helps a ton. But I'm not losing sleep over the fact it's not working for me. Number 5 of things I don't do, and this one is simply because I don't have to. You guys
Okay, so
know
one
we're
thing.
in Texas.
One thing
Texas
I do
homeschool
now.
laws are
But it's not
like
pretty.
small. I mean, I think the only thing you actually have to do to qualify to homeschool is to have some sort of curriculum, which literally could be anything. So I don't do these things because I do not have to, according to my state's homeschool laws. I do not keep records. I know what we've done. I know what she's completed.
I need
know what she
to
knows and what she
start
doesn't
keeping
know.
records now so
I
I'm
do
prepared
not
for
have to keep
high school.
grades, and
So
I don't
I'm
have to keep
working on that
attendance or
now,
log any
this year,
hours.
because we're officially in middle school.
I don't do any of that. I recognize that I will as she gets older in order to
Okay, so don't
receive
do
like
that.
proper credit on her transcript and things like that when she's applying to colleges, but Texas doesn't make me do it, so I don't, because that's a waste of my effort. In absolute honesty. And we have done schoolwork right on the couch during strep throat. We have done a lot of things like she wouldn't normally have been in school. But as far as taking grades, taking attendance, logging those hours, I don't do it. Literally because no one is making me. Number 6 on things I do not do as a homeschool mom. I do not make regular trips to the library. Even before everything was shut down for COVID,
I still don't make regular trips to the library. I've gotten better at using the library resources, mainly like, oh, there's a book I want to read and I put it on hold and I'll pop in and pick it up, but I'm still really bad at using all of the resources from the library.
A regular trip, I don't think that would work out for me.
I still haven't done that. I have used, you guys know, the being able to find some of the audio version of the books that we were using, like the history of the US, through our local library was amazing. So I've gotten better at using the resources of the library, but I'm still not like a regular, like we don't go to the library like once a week. So kind of yes and no, I guess.
Number 7, things I don't do as a homeschool mommy.
Still.
I don't do morning baskets. I kind of get the point, like to warm everybody up for the day or to go out.
We do. And this,
like,
for
group
me,
subjects, and we do group subjects.
we don't do
different
morning
things and
baskets,
things like
but
that.
the equivalent for me is that we sit down together and do Mom and Me Monday, but it's more about tackling the bulk of our togetherness in one place instead of spreading it through the week.
That's so much more work than I feel like it's worth. And we do those
Thank you,
things.
Knowledge Crates. That's how we do those things, because I'm not the person who's planning that
I'm
stuff.
just not doing it every day, and I'm not sticking it in a pretty basket. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I'm not doing morning baskets. I'm not. The end result in my house is probably the same, but I'm not sticking it in the basket. Number 8 things I'm not doing is co-ops. You know, secular homeschoolers, it's hard to find secular groups at all. I don't do co-ops. I don't do any kind of like membership group. I have yet to find one that I like. Some of the better ones in our area that were recommended.
Okay, so
to me
this is true
actually
and has also
require a
changed. So,
statement
1
of
second.
faith and a home visit. Your statement of faith, you actually sign off agreeing that marriage is between one biological man and one biological woman. And I don't believe that. So I'm not going to say I do just to go on the fun field trips. That's not a thing I'm going to do. And I don't necessarily agree at all with the fact that the husband is the head of the household and the path to God. I'm not going to tell my daughters that. I'm a little too women's lib for this business. I totally believe in God. I totally believe in Jesus. However, I don't see how either one of those things comes into play when educating my child. I just don't. I'm secular homeschooler for a reason, and I'm not going to join a co-op that, 1, teaches my kids something different than I would teach at home, or 2, is teaching something I can't fully justify why they'd have a hand in doing anyway. So,
Okay.
I don't co-op, I don't member group. Also, being on a schedule.
Okay, so this has changed a bit. So I am a member of a couple of groups in our area. However, I have realized that co-op for me, I do not want other people having a hand in what my kids are learning. Like, we've got that established, we're good. I don't need and I do not want that. I do want field trip groups, fun groups, social groups, activity groups. And some of those do kind of morph into like a group learning day at the park, which is okay. But for me, I am prioritizing social activities through homeschool groups. I don't want a co-op, so I don't want any structured learning. I don't want them necessarily going to a class every Wednesday where somebody else does it. I'm certainly not wanting to teach anything. That is not for me. We do have, through some of the local groups, people have set up kind of like a group that will go to Houston Museum of Natural Science and take science classes there. And so you get like a discount in buying into a portion of that. So we've done that. But as far as like a co-op, I don't want any kind of schooling done by someone else for my children. I want the activities, I want the fun, I want the field trips, and even like I said, group learning days, things like that, sure. Access to the science classes, the museum, sure. But I don't want a co-op. And not only, like, we don't do it, I don't want it, is the thing there. And I have found, again, a couple of social groups that align. And that's because so much more is available now after the pandemonium, because so many people have come to this way of life. I mean, it's, exponential growth. So many of those groups were born out of not being able to find a good fit. And so I'm totally reaping the benefits of that as far as the social activities. So I'm happy to admit that one has changed, kind of, because again, don't want the co-op, but definitely want the social stuff. So that's new and different. And I'm not sad about it. I like it. We like these people. So that. My goal is homeschool friends this year, but we've talked about that. Okay, let's go. What else have we got? Yeah, I hate commitment. I really do. See? Yep, that's exactly, yes. Yes. Exactly right. That's exactly right.
nature walks or nature journaling. Like, I'm not out doing that every day.
We still don't do that. For fun, we'll go to the arboretum. For fun, we'll go outside. But I'm not like,
extras, but the whole like committing that I'm
you
doing
know,
all the time.
yeah,
Really is not
I know do that. It just, it's not for me. I'm just not doing
all
that.
the extra fun stuff I want to do because it's extra and fun, not because I've made it another
Extras and fun.
responsibility.
I still take that firm approach. As soon as it's responsibility amount. That's just how I work.
Right now. Poetry tea time.
Oh God, poetry tea time. Remember that? I haven't seen anything about that in a long time. Poetry tea time. Remember that? They were just all this stinking rage for a little while.
We're reading poetry for fun. We're not trying to psychoanalyze every
Yes,
little thing that
we do a
happens.
poetry study.
We're enjoying it. We're learning about
But I hate
words.
dissecting
So yes, for poetry.
the written word. Like, I just want it to be glorious because it's glorious. I don't want to, why did they, what was the motivation behind this? I don't love that personally. I want to just enjoy it and not pick it to death. So that's how that's how I feel.
No poetry tea time.
Poetry
Sorry.
tea time.
Number 11, and you could probably guess if you made it this far in the video, all the things I don't do as a homeschool mom. I'm not super strict on our schedule, y'all. I have a plan.
Strict on schedule. So
I know what I want to do and how I want my day to
strict
go.
on our schedule.
I'm not super strict about it starting on time. I'm just not. If it takes an extra 5 minutes,
I
because they
have
naturally
probably
do that,
become
yes,
more strict.
please, let's do that. If they
Just because my kids are older and so it's more possible.
Sure. If they want to take a few minutes,
But I do let them play in the morning. 9 o'clock's the goal. More of a flow. I don't. Yeah, I don't stress about it. I still don't stress about it. So that's probably true.
It's not worth my
I'm not.
time, energy,
Yeah,
or
I would say
fighting.
that.
It's just
I would say
not.
that. I'm firm but not strict. If that makes sense.
Number 12, and this is where it gets kind of heavy, y'all. I don't compare. I have yet to meet anybody or find anyone who homeschools the way I do, and so that probably makes it a lot
there's
easier.
more of you now.
I kind of think that if I was in public school, I would be the crazy person who was super comparing all the time.
Absolutely, 100%. I still firmly agree with this. Yes, reading levels, test scores.
We've got some really great close
Yep.
friends, and one of their daughters
I'd be
is the
psychotic,
same
but
age
yes,
as Amelia
I
and the
recognize
same
that.
grade.
Red flag.
Guess what?
Here,
They
I'd
have
be
a
the problem.
totally different
Yeah.
path than we have, and that's great. I'm not sitting there going, okay, what can they do? Oh, check, check, check. We can do that too. I'm not about that life. I don't want to lose sleep over that. I do not want that little green
100%
monster of envy hanging on my shoulder. Don't do it. We do not.
Alphabet green. Like, it would be bad. Yes.
I say that. We do kind of in the sense that I like to know what's going on in the public school to make sure we're on track. So in that way, I guess I kind of do, but not for the reasons of making sure my kid is better or ahead or any of that. Just on par with her public school counterparts is handy to know. Okay. Now, the number 13 thing that I don't do as a homeschool mom, and let me tell you, if you're new, you're not there yet. This one just comes with time and with experience. Guys, I don't stress. We're gonna get there.
Oh, true story. There's still things I sweat about sometimes, but overall stress, knowing.
If today all you can do is one
Truth, guys.
good day. Call it done. If today you are winning by taking a day off and going to the zoo, still learning, you will learn as
Did that
you
recently.
homeschool, as you
100%.
start to be heavily involved in your child's learning experience, that they are learning all the time. You are teaching all the time. And some days that'll come
Chick
from
knows
the
what she's
book,
talking about.
and other days it'll come from the zoo, and one day after that it might come from a restaurant menu. Guess what? That's okay. They'll learn doing chores.
It's
they
okay.
will learn
We're doing great.
everywhere because they're kids. And that's what they do. You will teach everywhere because you are a parent and that's what you do. There is no need to stress. And I know that you're not going to take that to heart because we all do. It's so natural.
You will. There will be times you sweat.
I have the gift and the
there's no
wonderful
real
blessing
reason
of
to
time
stress.
having done this and experience. Trust me, you'll get there.
More of
Maybe
the
not
time.
today, maybe not this year, maybe not next year. There will come a time when this is not the scariest thing you've ever done. When you have a little
True
bit of
story.
security around the thought of
Guys, I feel so wise because I still agree with almost all of this.
or at least not as much.
Okay, I'm going to cut it out right before the conclusion. I'm going to chat.
But have faith in knowing at some point it gets a little less stressful. You'll have some confidence in those decisions that you're making.
Okay, so that's the end of that. Goes through the conclusion. I have to say that I feel so good that like not much has changed. A little bit has tweaked some, but as a whole, these are things that we still don't do. And that is because they don't or wouldn't suit us. So it's so important to recognize what is for you and what is not, because the world's gonna tell you, just like social media and everybody else, the world's gonna tell you what you could do, what you should do, what else is out there, what everyone else is doing, all of those things. And honestly, it's just noise. So find what works for you. Find what works for your kids, for your homeschool, for your style, and then go shamelessly into that good night. People, do not let it ruffle your feathers. Do not let it rattle your cage. And know, just like wise Shauna from 3 and some change years ago said, don't stress. The lack of stress will come with time. There will be still be things that you worry about and things that come up. But as a whole, you will be able to trust this process, because the more that you get under your belt, the more time, the more results that you see, the more amazing days that you have. And I promise you, there will be so many more amazing days than hard days. So many more light bulbs that you get to witness. Okay, so total tangent here. I just saw somebody citing a study, and I'll try to see if I can find this study, that the average parent gets 35 minutes a day with their kids between school, work, extras, TV screens, cell phones, homework, bedtime, bath time. 35 minutes of like face-to-face quality time with their kids. How many of those people do you think are even actually taking that 35 minutes to be good and quality time? I wouldn't change what we have. I wouldn't trade what we have for that ever in a million years. And I know that I get more than double, more than quadruple what other people are getting. And I am happy and I am thankful. And I'm not willing to give this up to sacrifice what we have here. So most all of this, I still don't do. And even then, the things that I kind of do or have changed a little bit, it's still not like, it's like, oh, this is all crazy and I've changed. No. So guys, yeah, I don't know. I think it was fun looking back, seeing an older video. Things have changed. Guys, I hope that you found it as helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Scroll down into the comments. I will try to do timestamps of the 13 different things. Let me know, what do you do? What don't you do? What did you do you don't do now? Or what didn't you do that you do now? I really want to hear, because how have you changed? How have you evolved? Because that was kind of my big thing in looking back at this. Like, it was a popular video, but I think it resonates with people because there's all this expectation to tell you to do all of these things. It's nice and refreshing to hear that not everybody should be doing all of them, okay? Okay. Bye, guys.